Wearing white when working with chocolate's a bit of a risky business, but you only live once. Also, that's what aprons are for. Hi everyone, it's Tasha and welcome to another recipe video. And today, because I'm looking for other ways to use my hazelnut cream that is not just spooning it directly in my mouth, we're going to be making Kinder Bueno chocolate lava cakes. That super addictive filling inside Kinder Bueno is basically hazelnut cream, and you can now buy jars of it, which, if you ask me, is very dangerous to my blood sugar levels personally. You can find lots of different brands of it. I used to buy it online, but now I can find it in my local supermarket because Marks and Spencer's has started selling it. A little while back now, maybe a year or two ago. I've done a few things with it before. Put it in coffee, very good in coffee and lattes. Goodness me, those brownies were good. But if I'm being 100% honest with you, mostly what I do is whenever I need a little bit of something sweet but not a whole dessert, I open the jar, I take a little teaspoonful and I just stick it straight in my face. So I thought it was high time I actually created something with it again rather than just spooning it straight into my mouth. And what better way to do something with it than to pair it with something chocolatey, which is why I decided to stuff it in some lava cakes. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. First, we're going to prep a couple of small pudding moulds. I've got a little bit of unsalted butter in there. We're just going to spread it liberally around the pudding basins. Well, I say a little bit of butter is actually quite a lot, but we are going to need quite a lot. And for extra insurance, I've also cut out a couple of discs of non-stick baking paper, which I'm going to pop at the bottom of our moulds. And this will make sure that they will release nice and easily. And that's our pudding moulds prepared. Next, I'm going to melt some butter and sugar together over a pan of barely simmering water. So I have that. I'm going to make sure that the water doesn't touch the bottom of the bowl. And here I have 40 grams of unsalted butter. By the way, you can do this in the microwave too. I just don't have a microwave. And I'm going to add 40 grams of dark chocolate and also 25 grams of sugar. This is just caster sugar. And I'm just going to melt these down together and give them a stir. And that's it, we're all done. You might have noticed I actually switched the heat off halfway through because the residual heat from the hot water underneath will continue to melt the chocolate. Right, let's take this off the heat. Now that this is off the heat, it's still quite hot, and the next thing I want to do is add an egg to it, but I don't want to cook the egg, I don't want scrambled eggs in my pudding, so I'm just going to let this cool down for a minute or two, just so it's cool enough to add that egg. Once it's cooled a little, we're going to crack one egg in. Let's give that a little stir. Then we're going to add 30 grams of plain flour, a pinch of salt, and we'll give that a stir together too. Phew, look at how glossy that is, excellent. What we're going to do is we're going to put about a quarter of the mixture in each. And now we're going to use some of this stuff, hazelnut cream. You can actually buy this on Amazon. This one I got from trusty old Marks and Spencer's. And as you can see, I've already made quite a dent in it. This stuff is delicious. And we're going to spoon about a tablespoonful, so quite a generous amount, and pop it in the centre of each. So a tablespoon per pudding. 2 tablespoons altogether. These are teaspoons, by the way, but 1 tablespoon is about 3 teaspoonsfuls worth. And you've guessed it, we're going to top the rest up with the rest of our pudding batter. Pop this in the fridge for half an hour. A couple of minutes before we're ready to bake, we're going to preheat our oven to 220 degrees C, and yes, that is quite hot. Once your puddings have chilled for half an hour and your oven has come to full temperature and preheated properly, it's time to bake them. I'm actually only going to bake one. These actually freeze really well for later. I'm not actually going to freeze them, I'm going to put one back in the fridge because I want to give this one to Mr. Tash Cakes, and this one I'm going to eat all to myself and also photograph for the purposes of the blog. And we are only going to bake this for 8 to 10 minutes, no longer. Cool, that is red hot. What we're going to do is we're going to let this cool down for 2 or 3 minutes because at the moment it's super hot to work with. We don't want to let it cool down too much obviously because we want a nice hot pudding, but we want to also be able to grab it and flip it on a plate. Way too hot for that, a bit too gooey, so just wait for 2 minutes and then it'll be a bit easier to handle. Now we're ready to plate up and it's a bit cooler. We do not want anything getting in the way of this getting out evenly. So I'm just going to gently run a knife around the edge. Place a plate on top, flip it. Oh, I can already feel it came out nice. And there we go. I'm going to serve this bad boy with some cream and strawberries. I cannot wait to bust this bad boy open. In fact, let's do that now. There is just one thing missing though, I think. There we go, perfect. Maybe the extra Kinder Bueno on top was a little bit overkill. No, I'm talking crazy, it's perfect. There's no such thing as too much when it comes to Kinder Bueno. Look at that exciting ooze. I am going to take a bite right now because I cannot wait. The smell is killing me, it is so good. Cheers! Wow, the outside of the pudding has quite a cakey texture, and the closer you get to the centre, it almost turns into a fudgy chocolate mousse type texture, really lovely. And then you have the liquidy, gooey hazelnut cream, which is straight up Kinder Bueno flavour. That's a seriously good combination. And you can make it look kind of fancy with, you know, I've put a sliced strawberry on there, I've got a quenelle of double cream. Not a very good quenelle, I'm not very good at making them, but this would be a really good fancy looking date night dessert, and it's actually super easy as well. So there you go, Kinder Bueno lava cake. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram on tashcakes.taste and find me on TikTok too, on tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like it to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice and have a good week.